While some of you were at a chicken barbecue in Emmitsburg one Sunday, some of us at Rail were sitting down talking, and there was an interesting story came up. That story dealt with a Frederick County employee trespassing on posted property, looking for something. The owner caught him, and it ended up in a special agreement between the county and that owner. That same owner was charged with selling spoiled meat out of a dumpster. My question is, if Monrovia Town Center is approved, will he still be allowed to sell that meat?
Stan, thank you.
It has been my tremendous pleasure.
Thank you, Stan.
Rodney Sparks is running a business on Daisy Court, and he's protected by the 14th and the 4th Amendment. I would hope the commissioner present could explain how he is protected, and no Frederick County inspections go in for health and safety. Commissioner Young, would you like to address that?
Sir, is this germane to this discussion?
I could go and make
Something
Ted
that's
and Tom
happening
Cruise
on
look like
Daisy
amateurs.
Court in Monrovia is not germane to what's happening on this particular site plan.
Well, again, I oppose this new gas station. Wrong place, wrong time. And we need to support existing small businesses. Everybody's watching out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Anybody have a question for me? I have thick skin, so it doesn't matter.
That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Mordensky.
Do you go to?
What does that have to be with living in the county?
That's an engine. I can work on any engine.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure, as always. We'll talk about the 4th and 14th Amendment next time. Many people in Frederick County continue to wonder what is the connection between the Monrovia meat man known as the dumpster meat man. If you go to YouTube, put in on YouTube, dumpster meat man, Maryland meat man, you will have a story about a man that as a result of a 2003 Tim Goodfellow, a zoning inspector, trespassed, was caught. A settlement was made, and in 2010, Blaine was down there on Daisy Court talking to neighbors saying Mr. Rodney Sparks is protected by both the 4th and the 14th Amendment, and for some reason, with over 40 neighbors wanting that property inspected for health, safety, and zoning, they cannot get it done. I watched a very recent hearing during this time of show and tell after the vote that you all explained how people would get high grass inspected. Well, inspect for those people down there because they do have health and safety issue. And we would like to hear the story. Blaine, if you want to tell the story, the folks at home would love to hear it.
I think you're talking about the property where the gentleman built a fence around it. Is that what you're talking about?
Pardon me?
Are you talking about the property where the guy built a fence around it?
He has a fence around it.
Well,
but
that's a property that I went to his neighbor to try to help the neighbor, but the courts have ruled you can't look over the fence. He built a 6-foot fence around it.
I see
We've had
the
Larry
fence.
Smith, we've had all, if that's, I don't know which one you're talking about. That's the only one I've been
Mr.
down.
Rodney Sparks at the end of Daisy Court
I don't know where you're talking about or who you're talking about.
that you visited the Trumbolls and in their house you told them Mr. Sparks is protected by both the 4th and the 14th Amendment.
Because is this the gentleman that has a 6-foot fence built around his property?
He has a wooden fence around
That's
it.
6 foot high.
I don't know. I can look over it. I wish I was
No,
6 feet tall.
we've sent the inspector down there. I know what you're talking about.
Well,
There's nothing we can do.
They've been trying for 2 or 3 years. Larry Smith,
That's right.
Chanel,
So, that's great.
a county zoning inspector, met with them.
That's right. I know
He
the property you're
explained,
talking
and
about.
I was there too, and they snowballed the Trumbull saying, we're here to talk about what we've already done. The Trumbulls wanted it to move forward.
All right, thank you, Stan.
And that's great inactivity.
All right, with that, we are adjourned.